Hey, what's up out there? Welcome to Postgame Rapid Reaction, everybody. A little delayed today, but still coming to you live here, Sasquatch Studio nonetheless. Kraken with an exclamation point earlier today in Nashville in the second game of those back-to-back matchups there in Nashville with the Predators. Seattle, 7 goals today. Just an avalanche of offense in the third period to put a tricky Nashville team further in their rearview mirror. Nashville now a pretty big uphill battle to try to get back into the wild card spot. The second one, that is. Seattle kind of locking down the first one so far here. But yeah, I really don't see Nashville making the playoffs just based on where the math is with the standings and everything. I'd be surprised. But Seattle continuing to enjoy success against the Predators here in expansion season 2. And they captured 3 out of a possible 4 points on the table in Tennessee today. A cool note, the victory today pretty much seals the Kraken, their fate as being one of actually the greatest second season turnaround by an expansion franchise. So let that sink in a little bit. Pretty unbelievable where we are, all things considered, and how the season went last year. But yeah, let's talk about it here on a little bit of a delayed post-game stream. I'm going to tune into the Gonzaga game here pretty quick. I'm looking forward to that. So, just wanted to get my thoughts out there for the Kraken today in the huge 7-2 victory, and also hear from you guys in the chat. Let's talk about it here. So hit me in the roll call. Where are you watching from? I'd love to hear where you guys are tuning in from. Who are your 3 stars today? We already know who the official ones were, but we're going to recap that, look at the stats, all the great stuff along the way. And also, if you could vote on the poll question I've got up today, is the Eeli Tolvanen waiver claim the greatest move by Ron Francis to date in the Kraken franchise? That might be a little bit in the realm of hyperbole, but yeah, it was a pretty amazing claim, and it's worked out really in their favor. Not a huge risk to snag him there, but yeah, if that's not the best move to date by Ron Francis, let me know what was. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments or in the chat here while we're live. Let me know, what are your thoughts on that Eeli Tolvanen waiver claim, because I wonder if the Predators are regretting it even more now that they got to see him and how he fits in with this roster in Seattle. But yeah, let's talk about it. Thanks for tuning in. Already got a few people in the chat. Gonna say hi here real quick in the roll call. Ty says, tough pull today. Yes. All time, not so much. Yeah, like I said, I maybe just going in to the exaggeration realm just a little bit. That's way easier to say than hyperbole. I have trouble with that word. Shiny Stuff saying, what's up, groovy dudes? Got the squid emojis all over there. It's good to see you on the stream in the chat today. Pretty exciting win and some key moments there throughout the game. We'll talk about this during the recap here as we go. But I thought the Kraken, there was a couple of moments there where they really had to bear down a little bit, and they did, and then they turned the tide because it felt like they were controlling the flow of the game, but maybe the Predators were going to sneak back into it, but they shut the door on them, and then just that explosion of goals in the third period. Donnell says, what up? Good to hear from you as well, Donnell. Not sure if you're tuned into any hockey games tonight. Keep me up to date on the scoreboard while we're live here. I'm going to read off my notes and the goal recap, a lot of them in the third period. So I'll be busy talking for a little bit here. If you'd love to listen for a little while, I do appreciate it. It's always great to have you guys here on the live stream. All right, so tuning in, Sasquatch Studio as usual, post game here. My name is Mike, Sasquatch NHL. Always an honor to be part of your content rotation and Kraken post game routine. So thank you for dropping by. Hit the like button on the stream and vote on that poll question as we go. We're gonna look at the roster, a couple of changes there. Talk about the recap, of course, rapid reaction like I do here. I was gonna look at the game day predictions. I think a couple people, but for some reason I can't get my Twitter tab to find that post. So yeah, I think 2 people got the predictions right today. But yeah, we're going to look at the stats, the standings. I got the heat map up for you, Ty. I know you like that as well. And also the game flow from Natural Stat Trick. Great website, by the way. Check that out. I'll leave a link down in the description after the stream here. And of course, live chat with you guys. If you want to let me know your thoughts about the game today, your 3 stars, how you thought the Kraken did, and how they responded after losing in the shootout the other night out in Nashville. Okay, so let's look here real quick at the game setup. Coming in tonight, or today, in this matinee, Kraken 39 wins, 24-8, so they get that 40th win in the book. Pretty amazing stuff. 40 wins. I'm blown away still that I'm even saying it here in season 2. Predators 36, 26, and 8, and like I've said, an uphill battle for them to try to get into that second wild card position. A little bit of a setback today. They do have games in hand on Calgary and Winnipeg. Winnipeg's in that second wild card spot right now, but I'd be really surprised if they catch them. Philip Forsberg, Ryan Johansson, and Roman Josi all out due to injury, so not an easy task for the Predators. We talked about that on the last stream as well. Kraken now 40, 24, and 8 after the win. 4th in the Pacific Division and sitting firmly in that wild card spot, in the first wild card spot. Just 2 points behind Edmonton now. And they've been great. I thought this game and going back a few games now through the neutral zone, I really like what I'm seeing. They're continuing to attack the net, being very deliberate on offense. I didn't think they got the results last game, but today, man, they got a lot of results. We'll talk about each goal as we go here into the recap. And they finally broke through and solved that tough goaltender, Juuse Saros, no slouch at all, one of the best goalies when shorthanded in the league. So some great work in the net by Juuse Saros. But the Kraken figured him out today, and yeah, they scored a touchdown. Pretty amazing stuff. Okay, quick look at the poll results. Going to take some comments as we go here. Donnell says, Devils make the playoffs for the first time since 2017-2018 season. Thanks for the Rangers beating the Panthers in regulation. So, you know, it kind of looked like the Devils were going to end up making the playoffs, and so that clinches their spot. It's pretty amazing. They've been building that young squad. Hughes out there, he's great. Now they've got Timo Meier added into the fold, so we'll see how that all kind of gels together as they go to the playoffs. Spartan, good to see you on the stream as well. Finally got our Twitter handles all figured out over there in that neck of the woods, but great to have you on the stream as well. What did you see today? Who were your 3 stars? Let me know what you thought. Rebecca G, good to have you back on the stream. What does the 8 stand for? New fan, sorry. So that is the number of overtime losses, right? So when you go to overtime, you get 1 point in the standings, regardless of what happens in overtime or in the shootout. So that's a way of demarking the 1 point for, you know, keeping track of the wins, losses, and overtime losses in the record. So that great question, Rebecca. I know it used to be wins, losses, and ties, but now it's kind of different. So it's changed a little bit over the years, and it does definitely confuse people, even, you know, established, not new fans. Ty says B-Wags is signed. I just saw that right before I jumped on. Bobby Wagner coming home to the Seahawks. And speaking of the Seahawks, what a day to do so, because the Kraken put 7 on the board for a touchdown. I'm going to say that a few times through the stream. Hopefully you don't get tired of that and log out. But what a game. Tolvey was a beast, absolutely. And in his return to Nashville, I thought he got close a couple times the other night, but today broke through, got that assist from Saros on that second goal. But hey, 2 goals in the net, and he looked good doing it. So that revenge game, he came through for the Kraken. Overtime loss. Yeah, Ty's also answering Rebecca. Thanks. Yeah, help each other out in the chat. I love to see that. Donnell says, Islanders, another bad loss, once again losing to the worst team in the NHL. Ooh, the Blue Jackets in overtime last night. Then lose to the Sabres goalie who gave up 10 goals in his last start. Pathetic. So just when you thought the Islanders were kind of starting to get things together and make a push for that wild card positioning, they drop a couple of bad ones. So thanks for the update on that, Donnell. I know they're right there with the Penguins in the Eastern Conference, kind of battling. There's a lot of maneuvering there for that wild card positioning in the East. I think most of the top seeds are pretty set, but yeah, a lot of action there in the wild card. Rebecca G saying thank you. No, thank you for asking the question. Keep them coming. It's always good to have you guys, new and old fans here on the stream. I do appreciate it. Maybe not old. I don't want to say you're old, but just, you know, maybe more established. You've been watching longer. Actually caught you live. What's up, Nicole Cutmore out there? How you doing? Good to have you on the stream. Yeah, usually I do these right after the game when I'm able, but today I was a little delayed. Had some things to do. Was on the way back to the house. But yeah, just wanted to recap my thoughts before the Bulldogs drop go to tip off here. I'm going to watch the Gonzaga Bulldogs here in a few minutes. Excited for that. But I'm going to get through the recap and talk about today's Kraken blowout of the Predators. So thanks for being on the stream, Nicole. Donnell also says, not watching any games, still at work. About to finish in the next hour and a half. Excellent. Okay, so that means you're going to have the evening not working, so that's good to hear. Enjoy it. Kick back a little bit and watch some basketball. Or maybe some other hockey games as well. Kraken win, Sea Dragons win, Seahawks win, go Zags, big day for Washington sports. You love to hear it. That's awesome. I didn't realize the Dragons had won, and the Seahawks obviously win with getting Bobby Wagner signed up. We'll see what the Gonzaga Bulldogs can do. I think anything at this point is exceeding expectations. I didn't think they were going to make the Elite Eight this year, but it's fun to watch Drew Timme. But back to hockey. Let's look at the roster real quick. We're going to get into the recap. Today you had Morgan Geekie move up. Morgan Geekie up with Winberg. So this got me all confused pregame because I was trying to keep track. Bob Condor was tweeting out kind of the adjustments. So you had Donato drop down to the fourth line. Geekie went back up to the second line. Froden a scratch. Hayden obviously out with the injury. And then Grubauer comes back in. He was sick and not sick any longer. Joey is sent back down to the AHL. So a few transactions here pregame. And I thought, overall, I liked the way they were set up. I didn't mind having Geekie up on that second line, kind of a different look. And Donato, he started off real great. We're going to talk about that right at the beginning of the game with those fresh legs. So it paid off, those maneuvers that the coaching staff continues to just pull the right strings at times here throughout the season and kind of finding the right pace goaltending-wise. Okay, poll results. Like I said, is the Ellie Tolvanen waiver claim the best move by Ron Francis to date? And people seem to think, 70% of the vote, 10 votes so far on the stream. So, if you've just logged in and you didn't vote on the poll, please be sure to do so. So 70% in favor say that is the best move Francis has made to date. If it's not, if you're in the no camp, the 30% here, I want to know what is a better maneuver that Francis has made besides that waiver claim on Tolvanen. Ty says, if you're a goaltender, laugh out loud. Right. Go watch the Aesthetics YouTube channel. They just came out with part 3 of the NHL going to Fanatics deal after Adidas. I will go watch that. I may not do it right after this stream, but I'll put that on my watch list. Thanks for the heads up, Donnell, as always. Okay, let's get into the recap. We're going to talk about the game, break it down, talk about each goal along the way. And thanks for being on the stream, you guys. If you like the content here at Sasquatch NHL, be sure to hit that like button. I do appreciate it. It helps the channel continue to grow. All right, let's go. First period. Let's get into this recap. First, a sip of bubbly. Today, it is mango bubbly. I like this. This is pretty good. Mango bubbly. Okay, so Grubauer back in net. No longer sick, so that's great. So we were all worried initially it was an injury, but he was just sick. UC Saros goes for Nashville, always a tough goalie, and I thought for an early game, the Kraken, they were skating really well. Through the first couple of minutes, some good chances, a 2-on-1 low. Nashville broke that up, but they keep moving. They enter the zone left side, that little tip entry. You've seen a few of these here, kind of a different look entering the zone, and it's working out really well. Ryan Donato, the fresh legs, like we talked about, drives the net. Great stick handling to get down low there, and a really big chance that pops back to Daniel Sprong on the rebound there, and Sprong buries it. The first goal, making it 1-0. Sprong on a 3-game goal streak now, so keep them coming, Spronger. Love it. Nashville does challenge that play for goalie interference, but the goal is upheld, so Kraken get a power play. Predators kill that one off, and then Eberle goes to the box for tripping. They killed that off, but then Geekie a few minutes later takes another penalty. So a couple of penalties by the Kraken kind of killed their momentum early, but no damage done. We go 5:50 left in the first period. Colton Sissons smashes into Grubauer on a partial breakaway. Little scrum there. He didn't really try to avoid contact at all, I thought. The Kraken do get a power play out of that. Dunn and Sissons both go for roughing, but Sissons got the extra 2 minutes for goalie interference there. And things kind of start getting a little feisty down at the net. Guys getting up high on each other and pushing each other around, all sorts of stuff going on. And it felt like the puck during this power play was down in that low corner for an eternity. They were battling for it, covering it, no whistle, just so that was basically the entire power play for that one. Couple minutes later now, Kraken get another power play. Duchesne goes this time. And this time, the Kraken have some urgency. They get set up right away. Very important. I'd like to see that happen more often. But the puck eventually finds its way over to Tolvanen. That soft spot towards the top of the face-off circle. Receives that pass and just absolutely lasers a shot. Tolvi with the revenge goal. makes it 2-0 on the power play. So the power play breaks through today, and a nice screen by Winberg, I would like to add on that goal. Made things hard for UC Saros to see the puck, and that's really important. Traffic in front. So just fantastic execution all around. I thought in the first period, Kraken all over them. Shots were 13-1. So a really, really dominant start. We go second period. And you figure the Predators, they're going to make a little bit of a response, try to mount a response here, and they get that right away. They get what they need. 1 minute 43 seconds into the second. Tyson Barrie breaks through. He kind of sneaks down that backside, puts one in, making it 2-1, cutting the Kraken lead in half. Barrie's 12th of the year. After that, Kraken have to kill another penalty. They do, so good news there on the penalty kill. Pretty much the whole day. But Kraken, after that, they kind of press back. And this is what I was saying coming into the stream. There were those moments where you felt like, okay, we're going to go one way or the other here. And the Kraken decide we're going to go the good way. They press back, a big chance, cross-ice pass to Sprong. On the doorstep there. So close, but Saros, an amazing save, moving laterally through the crease there. Grubauer matches that save with the huge save of his own. Well, the Predators had a breakaway there. Gru says no. Maintains that 1-goal lead. Huge moment there. That was, I thought, really a big turning point. That save by Gru on the breakaway. Goalies both coming up big at that point for both teams. 9:39 left now in the second. Kraken head back to the power play. Cal Foot for slashing. And unfortunately, this power play doesn't really materialize. Nothing comes through on that one. And Preds, they did have that pushback in the beginning of the second period, but Seattle still largely controlled flow of the game. I think I tweeted that as well. The Corsi metrics aligned with that. And in the back of my mind, as we go towards the end of the second, I was kind of thinking, man, it'd be nice to get a cushion goal here. And just as I thought about that, that's where that partial breakaway materializes. Bjorkstrand trying to chase down the puck. Saros comes out of his net, tries to clear the puck up the boards, but it goes right to Tolvanen. And he just sends it at the net, scores his second goal of the game, and a really, really big goal. 3-1 Kraken lead at that point. A really costly mistake by Saros, I would like to add there. But yeah, so you get that 2-goal cushion. Shots 26-8 at the end of the second period. We go to the third period now. And again, things start out not the way you would like. Just 1 minute in. Tyson Barrie, again, throws one at the net that deflects off of Duchesne. I think he actually got a good tip on that. I need to watch that one again. But yeah, Nashville back within one again early in the third period. So Seattle at this another turning point, right? It's 3-2. Where do we go from here? Are we going to let them back in this game like we've seen happen a few times against teams over the last week or two? Or are we going to take control back of this game? And that's just what they did. Right on time again when you need that response. Seattle comes up big. The offense dealing the puck. Great motion. Dunn goes low to McCann. He dekes, freezes Saros. And a beautiful pass right back up to Larson there. Big Cat snipes. Makes it 4-2 Seattle. Great motion. Great passing from Seattle. The offense just looked fantastic there. McCann kind of froze Saros low. And a beautiful assist. So 4-2 lead now. That 2-goal cushion, again, so important. We go under 12 minutes now left in the third period. Kraken breakout 2-on-1 with speed. Matty Beniers enters, looks towards McCann, but he passes back to Dunn. Kind of a give and go there, right back to Matty, and Matty whips a shot from the face-off circle right inside there by the dot, and he scores, giving Seattle that 5-2 lead. Goal number 20 for Matthew freaking Beniers. 50 points on the year, you guys. Give the kid the Calder Trophy already. Rookie of the year. Unbelievable. Love to see it. 2 minutes later, and this is where, it just starts to go crazy. The offense just, overflows. Right, 2 minutes later, Kraken extend the lead. McCann steals the pass right at the blue line there. Skates in to the Nashville zone, and those top shelf just lasers that one. That was McCann's 35th of the year. Holy cow. 6-2 lead at this point. And they add one more this time. Bjorkstrand leads another rush. He just kind of floated into the zone. Patient, stick handling. and he tries to make a pass that gets blocked. It comes right back to him. The puck's kind of flipping around. He bats it in. It's 7-2. And as Steve Rabel would say, touchdown, Seattle Kraken. Right? And that was it. We smoked them. We smoked the Predators 7-2. After playing pretty good, I thought, the other night and not getting the results offensively, but that was that. 7-2. 7 goals today. And, you know, Matty Beniers off the schneid. The power play breaks through. I thought the Seattle Kraken did a really good job at some turning points where they decided, okay, yeah, we're going to commit back to this game. We're going to take control of it. And they played their game, and that's exactly what they did. So, yeah, that's the recap for today. I'm pretty excited. I feel like the Kraken are starting to kind of hit their groove again now. They went through a little bit of a slump, it felt like. If we can just come home to Climate Pledge Arena and get some wins, that would be fantastic. Push that home win record up a little bit. I think there's 16-15, and I can't remember the final number in that column. But yeah, let's get some home wins when we come back. But not done on the road just yet. We're going to look at the schedule, the stats, everything here, 3 stars. Keep the comments coming, you guys. I'd love to pop you up on the screen. Let me know your thoughts today. Who are your 3 stars? And then I'm going to log out and watch the Gonzaga Bulldogs hopefully beat UConn. We'll see. All right, but yeah, key takeaways, you know, again, power play broke through and through that huge save. I think that kind of fueled some momentum for the Kraken to grab that 2-goal lead again and eventually backstop them to a huge 7-2 win. Just amazing stuff across the board by the offense, and the defense played pretty darn good today overall. All right, let's look at the game stats. Jim. What up, Jim? Jim says, hi, Ty. Good to have you on the stream, Jim. Boston played today too, right? Jim, I feel like you're so spoiled watching the Bruins that sometimes when you tweet about the Kraken, maybe your expectations are a little too high. I saw you tweet, you said, can you feel it? And I think what you were trying to say, I saw this one, I didn't respond to it because I was busy, but I think what you were trying to say, can you feel the Kraken letting the Predators back into it? But I was going to respond. I was going to cherry pick a little bit and say, oh, yeah, I did feel it. I felt the Kraken taking the reins and taking back control of the game and piling on for a 7-2 victory. But yeah, just giving you a hard time. Good to have you by. Thank you for being here. Yes, I am. You know it. It's weird doing these streams with the sunlight still up. My lighting is all sorts of weird right now. I'm going to have to get used to this. If we're going to go to the playoffs, I'm going to do some recaps in the playoffs. I need to figure out, because I look super pale today. I promise I'm okay. My lighting's all screwed up. Ty says, how are things? Yes, you are correct. Okay, I knew it. Okay, stats. 39 shots on goal. 39. So it probably could have been worse if Saros hadn't stopped some of those, I guess. But, man, 16 shots for Nashville. They were bad today. All sorts of odd man rushes. Not very clean. But, you know, at the same time, the Kraken were dealing. Their offense looked just energized overall. Face-offs a little bit better, 46.2%, 53%, 54%-ish for Nashville. Power play again, 1 for 4 for Seattle, and the penalty kill comes through again. It's good to see, because there was times this season when it was not great, but yeah, 0 for 3 today the Predators were with the man advantage. 31 hits for Nashville. They had the edge in the physicality. Usually you see the team with more hits is usually the teams that's behind, but I don't know if that's a hard, fast rule. Jim, who were your 3 stars? Kind of curious. By the way, Joey Decord, holy cow. We're gonna have a wealth of goaltending talent, it feels like. And that's great. Giveaways, 7 giveaways for Seattle, 9 for the Preds. And the Preds a real critical one at their blue line where McCann stole it, skated in, and scored. Felt like that's the kind of stuff that happened to Seattle a lot last year. Just little dumb mistakes like that leading to the puck in the back of their net. But today, they flipped the script, took advantage of Nashville making mistakes. Look at the shots by period here. Nicole says, what do we think the chances are that summer comes and Ron isn't able to lock Dunn down because of his dollar amount? So I think Dunn is also a restricted free agent, so that plays into it a little bit. I don't know. I don't think Ron's going to go cheap on this one. I think he's going to pay the toll. Striadex talked about this a little bit. I don't think Striadex on the stream today, but I think the preference is to maybe pay a little bit more now, right? Like I think what happens is it's going to be one of those contracts where people say, oh, that's an overpay. But eventually, if it's a longer term contract, which I'm also expecting, it's going to be a great deal because the cap's going to eventually go up. And Dunn is hitting his prime right now as a defenseman in the NHL. So pay the toll, cost of doing business as far as I'm concerned, and the chemistry that him and Larson have. Can you imagine not having those two on the back end for this team? I can't. Yeah, just like Ty says, no bridge deal. I totally agree. No bridge deal. I hope so because he continues to show his value game after game. Absolutely. Yeah, lock him down for a while. Definitely. Jim says 3 stars. Tolvi grew and the entire team. Yeah, they were great today. Can we just do that every game? I love being able to kick back in the third and just enjoy a deluge of goals. All right, Ty, I got this all ready for you today. There we go. It's because I switched to scenes that I don't have the mic in there. But Ty, you get your heat map, you get your flow chart at the cost of me not being able to have my microphone on. See, what happens is when I added this new microphone, I had to go copy the source into each of my scenes. Well, I didn't do that because I still like to have my other mic over here that I'm not using. I use that for more of the podcast stuff. But yeah, so I'm back. Thanks for the heads up, by the way, you guys. I do appreciate it. Live streams, stuff happens. So yeah, heat map, game flow. What I was saying there is Kraken had a pretty, they were controlling the game. They had a 62% or so Corsi 4 percentage throughout pretty much the last half of that game. And, yeah, they won it 7-2. Pretty good one. I need a button, a red light above your monitor here. Yeah, producer mode. Yeah, you can sound the alarm. I was keeping my eye on the chat though. So when it happens, it takes a few seconds to fix it, but yeah, I'm not going to be able to fix it for those scenes right now. We just won't go back to it. But okay, 3 stars. Oh, Nicole, the sound went. You brought up the graphic did it. You guys could all be my producer. You're all hired, by the way. You're gonna have to come sit in the studio though to push the buttons for me. All right, 3 stars. Okay, 3 stars. We had Ellie Tolvanen. 2 goals in the revenge game. Jared McCann, 2nd star there, 1 goal, 2 assists, and Oliver Bjorkstrand also played another good game from him. He's starting to get into the scoreboard and points column a little bit more often here. 1 goal, 1 assist from him. So great job across the board. Your big guns showed up today. Matty Beniers, also a goal. Adam Larson, just played great. Vince Dunn dealing the puck. I'm pretty sure he had some points today as well. So yeah, big guys showed up and they got it done in Nashville. Jim says, this is great. What, me without me talking? Is that is that what you're saying? I'm sure a lot of people might agree. Sometimes the live stream is better when I just don't talk, right? You can just see the cool graphics, but yeah, Ty says, add your mic to the scene. Yep. That's what's going to happen here right as I log out. Okay, let's look at the standings. We're going to look at the schedule, and then we're going to go root Bulldogs. Okay, so that is conference standings. Let me switch it over here to wildcard. NHL.com. There is your wildcard outlook, right? We have 88 points now. Unbelievable. We're going to have... I think we're projected over 100 points now if we just maintain. We got 10 games left. 10 games remaining. If you get 5 of those games in the win column, that's 10 more points. That would put you at 98 points if you play 500 hockey. So, Kraken are making the playoffs. We already know this. So now it's just whether or not we can catch the 3rd seed in the division, maybe the 2nd seed. That's probably a stretch, but yeah. Just keep doing what you're doing. This is amazing. Year 2 going to the playoffs. I'm blown away. I can't wait to see it happen. Go for a skate, Mike. It's going to bring stuff back big time. I can't move today, but it's still fun. Yeah, as you get closer to 40, Ty. By the way, I might be having a birthday tomorrow. I'm not going to say how old I am, but I do get older tomorrow. So this is a pre-birthday stream. Yeah. Just a little shout out to my mom for birthing me in March, a long time ago. All right, looking ahead here, Minnesota on Monday, March 26th as we head towards April here, and then back home against the Ducks on the 30th. And here's April, the month the playoffs start. We're gonna kick off April with a Saturday night divisional battle against the Los Angeles Kings. That one should be electric. Can't wait to see that one go down against Los Angeles. Maybe a playoff preview. Potentially, we'll see. A couple of outcomes could happen for Seattle, depending on where we fall in the wild card standings. So, thanks for being here today, you guys. Gonna call it a day. Honestly, I was about to say call it a night, but it's only 6 o'clock. So thanks for being on the stream, saying, hey, yo, happy early birthday. I appreciate it. Always appreciate the help out when the mic goes out. It seems like it happens every once in a while here. Pablo Ramos, good to see you. Before we log out, when do you think Kraken clinch a playoff spot? I think it's coming here pretty quick. Mathematically, I'm not positive what the magic number is right now. I need to go look that up. But, it's usually when you get into about the mid-90s is kind of when you clinch, and some of those scenarios start playing out throughout the days when other teams have an impact on that as well. Ty says, I found out I still have that chippy side last night. Yeah, dude kept hitting me in the hands. It happens, right? You start getting fired up when you're out there playing. I let him know. He laughed. Next shift, I got his hands and sat him down. Yes, I still have it. Yeah, it's good to hear. I do need to get back out there. It's been many years. I skate every once in a while still, but it's been many years since I've played competitively in the beer leagues. Used to play out there in Spokane, Washington, where the Gonzaga Bulldogs hail from. Do me a favor, you guys. Please hit like on the stream before you log out. And if you don't already and you're watching, please subscribe and turn on alerts. That way you know when I go live. Got new content coming for you. Again, really close with the retro hockey video game series. A few final edits on 3 of the episodes that I'm working on for that. I'm going to launch that here really soon. But yeah, very busy. Lots of things to do here. So that's always kind of a backseat to primary life. YouTube isn't as important, believe it or not. But yeah, I do appreciate you guys being here, and I can't wait to bring that to you. Check out the podcast as well, and have a great evening. That's going to do it for me. Another Kraken win in the books. 10 games left. We are definitely in the stretch run, and I can't wait to see what happens as we get towards the last game of the season. Thanks for being here, you guys. Have a great evening, and I'll catch you again on another stream real soon right here at Sasquatch NHL.